It was a cold, rainy night in the heart of the city. Emily, a young woman in her late 20s, had just finished a late shift at the office. The streets were nearly empty and she was eager to get home, away from the dimly lit office building that always gave her an unsettling feeling. She pulled her coat tighter around her and hailed a cab, relieved that the ride home would be quick. As she settled into the backseat of the yellow taxi, she greeted the driver, an older man with a tired face. "Where to?" he asked in a gravelly voice. "Just drop me off on Oak Street," Emily replied, sliding into the seat and staring out the window. The rain slashed against the glass, and the city lights blurred as the taxi began its journey. About halfway through the ride, Emily noticed something strange. The rearview mirror was angled oddly, like it had been adjusted recently. She shifted uncomfortably in her seat. It was then that she saw something even stranger, a pair of pale, ghostly hands gripping the back of the driver's seat from the front. Emily froze, her breath catching in her throat. The hands were just there, still, not moving. Her eyes darted to the driver. He was completely unaware of what was happening behind him. He drove as if everything was normal. Emily's heart began to race. She wanted to speak up, but fear paralyzed her. Trying to convince herself that she was imagining things, she looked away, but when she turned back to the mirror, the hands were now closer, almost touching the back of the driver's head. Emily's voice trembled as she whispered, "Excuse me? There's someone in the back with us." The driver didn't answer. He just kept driving, his face expressionless as though he hadn't heard her. Her panic began to rise as the taxi continued down dark streets, the hands slowly moving toward her as if beckoning her. Into the mist. When Emily got to her feet and looked around, she was shocked to find she was on Oak Street, exactly where she'd asked to be dropped off. But the streets were empty, no one was there, and as she took a shaky breath, the sound of the cab's engine faded away in the distance, leaving her with one haunting thought: the driver never stopped. The next morning, the news reported that a woman had gone missing from that very street, last seen in the back of a yellow taxi. No one ever saw Emily again. Like, share, and subscribe.